I'm Wright Brennan. This is the Lost in the Midlands podcast, and today I'm here with Todd Limehouse. He is running for the Republican state of South Carolina House of Representatives, District 87. Todd, thanks for hanging out today.
Absolutely, and thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. I'm really excited to hear about your priorities, your initiatives. I love having politicians on. It's really exciting to hear about what's going on in the community. But before we get into that, let's find out a little bit about where you're from, kind of your journey to where you are today. So are you born and raised around here? Were you from?
Yep, I sure am. Lexington, South Carolina, and I just absolutely love it here. It's a wonderful community. It just keeps growing and growing. And I was in the medical industry for about a decade. I sold medical equipment and then did hospice. And then I journeyed on over to becoming a guardian at LITM. Children are a big passion of mine because they're our future. So I really love helping them out and being there for the kids and getting them to better places and putting them in the homes where they need to be.
That's powerful. Those working in hospice, working with kids, I can tell that. I mean, that you have to have a huge heart. So at some point you decided that politics was going to be in the cards as, part of your career path. Can you tell us, at what point did what point was that seed planted?
At a young age, I really enjoy being there for people and helping others out. So for over 2 decades, I've been doing that and really involved in local campaigns, state campaigns, and presidential campaigns as well.
Oh, wow.
And have learned a lot and seen a heck of a lot and just thoroughly enjoyed the interaction with the people and being able to make a difference and getting out there and meeting new people.
So you not only were, running full-time jobs, you've actually been involved in politics for quite some time. It's been part of your, a passion, and you've been involved.
Yes, very, very much so. Like I said, over 2 decades now.
Wow. So and you've seen a lot of probably how the politics have changed. Like the issues, were not the same. I mean, what everybody's worried about today is not what people were worried about 20 years ago.
Yes, absolutely. Times definitely are changing, and it's time, in my opinion, for more accountability. And I've seen a lot of people that get out there and talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And I think that is important to, answer phone calls when someone reaches out and asks a question.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to have community involvement. Be there for your constituents and, like I said, answer the phone call and just any questions somebody may have.
So you would legit put your cell out there, and anybody who has a question, they're open to talk to you?
Sure, absolutely. Yes,
that's awesome.
I think that's very important because it's showing them that you're there for them.
Yeah.
And if I don't get back to the whoever it is right then, I certainly would commit to getting back to them by day's end.
Right.
I think that is huge. I've had several interactions with senators and where they get back to me. I have one in particular, and it never fails. They'll call me back within, literally 5 minutes. And I mean, I know how much and how important that is to me. And I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that is really cool. Dedicated to their constituents.
That's right.
And District 87, can you tell us what that kind of where those lines are a little bit?
It's around Lexington County, goes up 378 a good ways, and past Lexington High School a little bit. So it's a very large district.
Is Lexington High where you went?
It sure is. I graduated from Lexington High School. It's a great school. My kids are there now, and
cool.
I just love it. It's wonderful. It's still somewhat rural, and I love country. So, but we were driving by a couple weeks ago. My son said, "Dad, I remember when none of this was here," and I said, "Yep." And it just continues to grow.
A lot of neighborhoods back there now.
A whole lot. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about. Before I do want to jump into a couple more of your priorities and stuff, but tell me a little bit about the challenge of maybe campaigning. What's one of the challenges of it?
I'd say the challenges are I like to make challenges into better outcomes. So whenever I'm challenged, it's a good thing because it gets me energetic. Just making sure that I'm there for the people and putting signs in locations where they need to be, answering those calls, and attending meetings, coming out here, and coming to things like this is huge. I thoroughly enjoy that, and I really respect our local business owners. I've had several that have let me put up signs, and
cool.
I'm a major supporter of local businesses, and I think it's phenomenal that they're out there. So yeah, and it's been great to talk with them and have them, allow me to put signs on their property. It's very rewarding when that's allowed. And, rejection too, you have people that say no, and, you have to learn to not take that as a negative and build that up into a positive.
You really got to, you're out there fighting.
That's right, yeah.
It seems like it's a marathon and a sprint.
Sure.
So much respect to anybody who's taking on the challenge and is passionate about it. This is Wright Brennan, the owner of Sea Right Roofing. When it comes to the maintenance of your roof, you want to know that you have an experienced team that knows what they're doing. And with 10 years in the business, we check all the boxes. Leaky roof, storm damage, or just overdue on maintenance, give us a call at 803-828-4181 for a free estimate. Again, that's 803-828-4181. And remember, our commitment is to roof it the right way. Okay, taxpayers. I know taxes is a big thing. Tell me about your ideas for taxes.
Well, I think I've got these forms right here that I pass out, and I believe, low tax. I'm a firm believer in lower taxes and efficient government. I want to protect our wallets. I fought for pro-taxpayer candidates and causes, playing active roles in helping to elect conservative leaders like Joe Wilson, Andre Bauer to Nikki Haley, and Jim DeMint and Tim Scott. And, I have a proven record of fighting against higher taxes, including helping lead the successful effort to defeat the Lexington County sales tax hike. So I think it's huge. We all need that money. Want to keep it in our pockets.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. As a business owner, I could understand.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a struggle out here. So. And term limits. That is something I hear a lot of people are, at any level of government. Like, people get into these positions and they get kind of comfortable or something to that effect. What are your thoughts on, that?
I'm a firm believer in term limits. I've committed to doing, 3 terms. I feel like we, at a state level, need term limits, and a national level as well. I feel like people, like you're saying, get in there, get too comfortable, and kind of, I don't want to say get brainwashed, but, they somewhat do, and they drink the Kool-Aid, and that's something that, I'm just not for. So I think term limits are fantastic. So you can get in there and do your time and help make a difference, and working with others. I'm a firm believer in, crossing the line. And, just because I'm a Republican doesn't mean that I can not, help a Democrat out. I think that's huge to do so. And just because everybody's voting yes on something doesn't mean that I have to vote yes. So not allowing others to influence you. But term limits are huge. And again, I'm a big believer in that, and I've committed to do 3 terms.
Wow. And how long is a term?
2 years.
2 years. You don't want to be in for too short a time, but at the same time, the longer you're in, it may not bring a benefit. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Absolutely. 100%.
Fantastic. Traffic. I thought everybody loved Lexington traffic.
Yeah. Traffic is something that we have to work on. I believe that we should, continue to speak with the community, work with, town council, county council, the DOT, Department of Transportation as well, and have a major line of communication, and hear what other people's thoughts are, listen to that, and then come to the table, everybody bring their ideas and say, hey, let's work something out here. What do you think is going to be, we need to implement that's going to be the best, that will benefit Lexington. That traffic is not fun to sit in. But, we have more and more people moving here. So, it's just something it's going to happen.
Yeah, I can, could complain for a little while. I won't do it, but I spend a lot of time driving back and forth. It's got to be a tough puzzle. I mean, you really need and almost maybe there is no perfect solution. I don't know, but just being thoughtful about it, you know. And
absolutely. I think thoughtfulness and, again, working with others, and it certainly is definitely not an easy job. I think, you know, that our people are doing a good job at addressing the issues and doing the best they can. And I'm not saying they haven't done a good job at all, because I think they continue to do a good job. But again, it's that communication line and being there and listening to what others have to say in the community, and implementing it, and sitting down at the table and all working together to get it done and come to a resolution.
Fantastic. I've got a question for you. Where do you feel like the community's doing well? Like, where are we winning?
I think the community is doing well with small businesses. I think it's fantastic. I mean, we continue to bring in small businesses and support them well. And you know, Lexington is just, in my opinion, the best place in South Carolina you can live. I mean, we've got the Ice House Amphitheater. We've got all this new development, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I went to the grand reopening of Virginia Hilton Park, which is, it gives me chill bumps. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is awesome. It was long overdue and well needed. And again, you know, our kids need to be, you know, outside and doing things outside versus inside, playing video games or on their iPads. And so I'm a firm believer in that. And it is just, you know, I encourage those who haven't been yet to please go out there and check it out. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful.
Also want to touch on reform. I know that's a big part of your platform, and it's judicial reform of different areas. I mean, there's so many areas of politics and business that people, you know, they want to shake it up. And so, like, specifically, what part do you think that, you know?
Well, I think that we need changes made to the state government to make it work better. I feel that it's need to reform, such as stronger ethics laws, and making sure that we're holding people accountable and seeing where their money's going, where it's being spent, who's contributing to their campaigns, to make sure they're not being influenced by, you know, others out there. I think that's huge. And I'm a big fan of that judicial reform and making sure that the judges are independent and free from, you know, conflicts of interest. I think that's huge, and they're in the process of making those changes now. I believe that's long overdue. We've got, you know, some amazing judges out there, and but I think that what is starting to be implemented now will be phenomenal for South Carolina. There's very few states, I think maybe 2, that do what we do. So I believe that'll make a big difference. And ethics reform is big. I mean, it's big, and holding people accountable. And, you know, that's public record, so anybody can go on and check the ethics report. You know, if anybody has any questions, they can just log on and see who's contributing to their campaign, et cetera.
Those sound like some really positive things. Yeah, I'm ready to see those changes in action as well.
Sure.
Only positivity comes from transparency when it comes to politics and you know, donors, et cetera. Well, let me ask you this: what advice would you give to somebody who's interested in stepping out and doing what you're doing? The advice I would give to them would be go do it. Go and rock on. And anybody that I can help out, I'm happy to. And if they have any questions, you know, again, I want to be out there and hearing what others say. But I think that especially our younger generation, being involved is huge and is very important to do that in our community, especially if you want to make a difference. I feel like a lot of people complain, but then they don't get out there and vote or don't ask the questions that they need to ask. So it's very important, but I just encourage them to go after it. Go after what your heart's telling you. I'm a firm believer in the man above, and he puts you where you need to be for a reason. That's an awesome message. To support you, what do we got to do?
You can go to my website, and there's a Facebook page, and there's links all on there, and Instagram. And and it's very, very simple process. And you can reach out to me if you need to at my phone number is on these flyers right here.
We'll be sure to post it up too.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And you know, I also was involved in the Student Improvement Council at Lake Murray Elementary School. I was active in that, and then I went over to Pleasant Hill Middle and was on Student Improvement Council there, as well as PTA at both, and really enjoyed that and hearing what, you know, other parents had to say and the children, because again, they're our future. So I think that's very important to be involved in things like that.
Yeah, Lexington, a community of families.
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
Fantastic. Any final words?
No, I just appreciate y'all having me in, and it's a pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve our state in Lexington, and I want to continue to make it the best place to be in South Carolina.
We appreciate you fighting the good fight, trying to do, the right things and coming on the show, man.
Absolutely, and thanks again for having me. I appreciate y'all and what you do.
Hey everyone, many thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow and click the bell to stay up to date on future episodes, or click the link to watch another previous episode. Also, don't forget to like, share, and please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear your feedback.